What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. We're not actually doing old fashions today. We're going to do a couple pours. I'm not going to do full reviews. I think I'm going to make separate videos on like a full reviews on both of these. But yeah, we have the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof Rye. This one, obviously, definitely recommended to me quite a few times. It's 112.2 proof. Excited to try that one since we've been diving into the ryes quite a bit. And then we have a little Ben Holidays here. Soft red wheat, bottled in bond. You guys know that I love my whiskey and bourbon a little bit sweeter, so I'm here for it. I'm here for a good time. This one is distilled spring 2017 Rickhouse C, a 6-year age. So I'm here for it. We're gonna start with the rye first, and then kind of move on to the Ben Holiday. So, welcome to the live stream. Happy Saturday. If you guys are getting your NFL drafts on, hopefully they're doing okay. If it's anything like me, you basically already won the season. So, I'm here to talk my shit. I think I have a pretty good team. I definitely like overreached in some areas, but that's just me. But the season's young. That's a small ass cork. I can't. Is that maybe that's normal? Maybe is this average? Is average size? Anyway, guys. So, Wild Turkey Rare Breed. You guys know, anytime I post a video of like, what's the best bottle at this price? What's the best bottle for beginners? What's the best anything? Everybody always screams at the top of their lung, Wild Turkey Rare Breed's the best everything. It's really good. One of my favorite ones. 116.8 proof. So, to me, I'm like, okay, if they got a rye, let's check it out. And I didn't even realize they had a Rare Breed rye. And bro, why are more people not talking about it? So that's the one confusing part to me. I was like, you know what? I think it's going to be either really good or really bad. It's one of the two. So let's go ahead and dive in to a little pour. Austin, welcome to the stream, bud. Danielle, welcome to the stream. iRock says, it ain't lasting much longer. That's what she said. Okay. Bro, iRock went to make a trade already, and I thought he was trying to rob his son. And I was like, damn, bro, you're getting over on little man? But he's actually robbing the hell out of you. I'm fine with that. Bro, this smells delicious. 112.2 proof barrel strength rye. Non-chilled, filtered. I'm sure it's like a 95.5 mash bill. It doesn't say it on here though. But I'm here for it. Whatever it is, I'm here for it. Let's dive into a quick little first impressions. I'm not doing the full review today. You never know. That's fucking good. That's got some spice to it though. Bro, the finish is nuts on that. Quixie in the chat says, hi. Quixie, welcome to the stream, bud. Happy to have you. Happy Saturday. iRock says, you will enjoy that. Bro, it was delicious. First taste right there, that was delicious. It was super. That had a lot more spice on the finish than any of the other ryes I have for sure. Daniel says, don't know about football, bit, hockey, nope. I don't know what that meant, but okay. Yeah, I mean, as far as like the nose is pleasant. I'll do all the notes and stuff later. I don't feel like doing that right now. Yeah, it's really good. iRock says it's a rye, brother. That spice, amazing. No, I know it's a rye. Come on. I know what it is. I know what it is. I just meant like I have the I have quite a few ryes now. The Bardstown was like my favorite go-to, right? For a while. That doesn't have like too much spice. Even the Bullet 12-year doesn't have a ton of spice on the back end. It has some spice in there, just not on the finish. Emerald Giant has some spice, but again, 90 proof, doesn't have a lot of bite to it. The Rocket Top is probably the closest one to it, and I think that's just because it's 100 proof, but even the finish is a little bit more sweeter, earthier than this. This is all just like pow, spice. Sham wow. It's really good though. I will say I probably like the Rocket Top more simply because, again, I like rye. I'm getting into rye slowly, but I think for me, I still lean more towards the sweeter than the spicier side. Bro, it's like kind of like got cayenne pepper on the back. The flavors are nuts though, bro. Iraq says fucks Bardstown. Bro, I actually like Bardstown. I like Bardstown Origin Series and Bourbon Company. Don't care for the other stuff too much. Yeah, that stuff. Those two bottles are really good. Iraq says old Overhort 114 baby. You like all 114s, don't you? Because you also want me to get the old Granddad 114. It's really good. It very much, like, I know it's stupid to say it like this, but it's very much like a spicier version of Rare Breed, which is exactly what you want it to be. Penny says, hey, what's up with USOP from Frisco? What's up with you? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the abbreviation's for. What's up? No, we're having a good time. Having a couple drinks tonight. We just got done with our fantasy football drafts. Checked out the teams, had a little snack, came on, cracked open some bottles of whiskey and some bourbon here. Tuxedo says oranges, spicy, oranges. Okay. Bro, the finish on this is still in my chest. This doesn't drink like 112, by the way. This drinks like 118, 119 proof. That's what you want, though. You want it to be a lower proof with that, like it drinks higher. That's when you know you got something good. Iraq says bananas. You taste bananas in this? Alex says, I let you guys down. I lost my password on fantasy football. Alex, did you not draft your team? You drafted your team. You weren't on auto draft. Nepas? I don't know how to pronounce that, but my bad. It says best bourbon around $100. Mine's subjective. To me, like if you really just want to try and spend $100, I would go with probably the Redwood Empire Bottled in Bonds or the Cask Strength, depending on what proof you like. If you're just saying, hey, I have $100, what's the best bottle I can get? I mean, that's subjective, but my favorite's Woodford's Double Oak. You'll spend half that though, so you can get two, maybe not two, depending on where you're at. You can get like one and maybe a couple other bottles, like cheaper bottles. I go Woodford's Double Oak if you really just want to spend $100. Redwood Empire, one of these two, or Cask Strength. I could say off like E.H. Taylor and Eagle Rare, but most people can't find it for MSRP anymore, so I don't even say that stuff. Alex says, how can I get it back? Tomorrow I can look into it. Maybe I can like send you a link. But I looked at your thing. It didn't look like you were auto drafting. It looked like somebody just didn't know how to draft. But I also told you to log in like 15 times, change your name. But that's, I was expecting like some juice underneath the name, you know? A little zinger, a little joke. You could put Call Me Old Fashioned's daddy if you wanted to. I would have been here for it. Iraq says, Old Forester 100 is the best bang for your buck in my shitty opinion. That's funny. Iraq, I'll look in, or not Iraq, Alex, I'll look into it tomorrow though. I'll take a little peek-see. Anyway, tasted that one. Good. We'll kind of circle back, but I want to kind of crack into both real quick. See what we're working with. October 2023. The one thing I think super cheesy, by the way, is on these bottles here. Fuck, how can I get that in frame? This little fucking thing that they do with like the 100 proof, make it look like a dollar bill thing. I think that's stupid as hell. There's a lot of bottles that do that. I just think it's so dumb. Oh my god, is this a twist cap? Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? Ben Holiday, get me a fucking cork. Fucking twist cap. All right, let me get a pour going. This smells good. It smells good though. All right, Ben Holiday Soft Red Week. I like this one because it's got the picture of like a little red truck. It reminds me of Christmas. If you're around Christmas time and you don't have red trucks, what are we doing, bud? Anyway, so this is from, wow, that's kind of cool. So this basically tells you what percentage of the barrel that they kind of like mix together, what floor it was from. So you got like 2% of floor 1, 4% of floor 2, 3% of floor 3, and 4% or 77% of floor 4. I was reading those backwards. 100 proof, obviously, because it's bottled and bond. 6-year age in new charred oak barrels. Missouri straight bourbon whiskey. iRock says Tux 1.75. I fucking love Old Forester 100. Orange Cat says, yeah, I got like 3 handles of the stuff I use to refill my normal bottles. What? iRock says, come on, call me old fashioned. We talked about this. What's the cap on a Weller 12? I know it's a fucking metal cap. That's fucking dog shit too. Give me corks. There's just something about opening up a cork bottle that just makes you feel right, you know? Twisting it makes me feel like I'm fucking opening a fucking can of SpaghettiOs or some shit. That's not the right thing. JC says, how you like that rare breed rye? So, JC, what I said, I'm going to do like kind of first impressions on this. And I'm going to do like a full review on these 2 bottles tomorrow, like separate videos. But first impression was it's in like the best way possible. It tastes like, and it sounds stupid, I know it's like a bad example, but it's like rare breed, their bourbon, just a little spicier, right? A little, it's lower proof, but it drinks higher proof, which I like a lot. The finish was nuts though. The finish was like, that shit sat in my chest. Oh, I like it. It was in a good way. The 7th letter said, I copped Russell's 15 today. Bro, lucky you. I went to go buy it today, and I went to a place where they have my points. They wanted 1,500 points to buy the bottle, which is the equivalent to $1,500 spent there. And I was like, fuck that, not wasting my points on Russell's 15. Because you can pick up there at the same store as where I got the Russell's Reserve Private Barrel. I really like that bottle. I can't imagine the 15 is that much better when I can get like a Jack 12 year or anything else. That's one I was looking at today, but I held off. iRock says, that fucking pop, baby. Us dudes know. Pop. 7th letter says, blush face. I mean, yeah, but I want one. It's kind of pricey, though. But I imagine it's got to be really good. JC says, yep, Wild Turkey already has a higher rye content than your typical Buffalo Trace, Redwood. I got you, Redwood. Yeah, it feels like it's a higher rye content, definitely spicier, but in like a good way. Normally, like if you're just like, oh, just slam in more spice. Usually it's like they overdo it the wrong way. The rare breed was already kind of spicy-ish, right? You could say it has some notes of spice in there, but the rye just takes it to a different level. But like they did it perfectly. Limbo says, glad to see you bought that Ben Holiday. Well done. Try the brick house next time. Yeah, no, definitely. Let's go ahead and give a little taste test on the Ben Holiday. I was expecting it to be sweeter. Pause. Gary says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. Gary, that's a point. We give out point systems here when you're late. Limbo, I know what you meant. I got you. I'm here for it. Eric, about time, bud. About time, bud. Everybody's getting them points. Write-ups for everybody. That's what it was. I needed a little bit of water. That spice was all over my palate. It's one thing I did want to do, but I also want to do separate videos, but I figured we'd crack into them. That rare breed, bro, coats your palate, coats your mouth really well, but it lingers for sure. Get a little cleanse going, a little water, a little splash it up. This is actually a lot sweeter than it's where I thought it would be. It's really good. For a 6-year age, honestly, I was expecting a little bit more punch, a little bit more like oomph to it, but it's really good. Way better than the shit I bought yesterday. What did I buy yesterday? Blade and Bow? Something like that? Blade and Bow, right? Yeah. Whatever. This one's good. I also like the bottle too. I'm a big fan of the bottle. It's mainly just a sticker, but it's this one has a lot more. Tickles my fancy. Eric says, I almost bought the Ben Holiday yesterday, but settled for the Stag. You poor thing, Eric. I'll trade you. I'll send you this. You send me the Stag. We'll swap. Orange Cat says, I love 2XOs. JC says, good choice, Eric. Honestly, bro, I almost try not to look at tasting notes on a bottle before I ever taste it because I don't want any kind of like something pushing me towards it, right? I want to be like, oh, I think there's going to be a chocolate note in that, right? When I read the Stag tasting notes on accident, bro, it just fucking sounds like it's going to be like my #1 bourbon. It said it had like sweet vanilla and caramel and brown sugar notes, which I'm like, that's that sweetness level I like. It also said it had like a dark chocolate kind of note in it with some toffee and some cinnamon, like slight cinnamon. I go, that sounds fucking magical. Gilbert says, got that soft red wheat too. Gonna crack it tomorrow. Gilbert, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed, but it's really good. Now, this one, I don't know what the price is around you guys. I think for me, I got this for like $52. So like $50 isn't a bad price for a 6-year 100 proof bourbon. Wheated, you gotta like wheated obviously, but it's solid. I'd say it's like, would I like it to be a little cheaper? Yes, but I could justify spending the money on it. Palette wise, this one is definitely more like in my wheelhouse, but I do like the rare breed better. I like the rye one better. It's just more complex. It just has more like oomph to it. That's probably the proof, and it drinks higher proof than it really is. Not that you should compare these two by any means. I just broke out both bottles at the same time. That's all. Limbo says, haven't had any of the 2XO yet. Any thoughts? I haven't had 2XO. It's never been something that's anybody's ever recommended to me other than like 1 or 2 people. And it's a little pricey, so I kind of just stayed away from it. Gary, I don't know what we're talking about, bud, but very interesting. Gilbert says, what's your favorite wheated? I mean, probably the Weller Special Reserve, but it depends. I believe, no, that's not wheated. It has a little, but yeah, no, probably the Weller Special Reserve. I wish it was a little higher proof, but this one would be up there. I have a few other ones that just aren't that great as far as weeded goes, but I haven't been like, ooh, I'm the weeded guy. I've just been like good all around. I stayed away from rye for a little while, but now I've been diving back in pretty heavy on the rye. Gary says, how much per bottle? I paid $98 per bottle. For what? For this? Oh, this was like 52 bucks. This was about the same. This was like 55. Gary says, what about Maker's Mark? Maybe Maker's is good. I got the Generations of Proof set. So I got like the 19, 20, 21 Generations of Proof. 20 and 21 are good. 2020 is the best one. By the way, guys, if you didn't notice already, we hit 1,400 subscribers. So I appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe. We're on the road to 15. I want 2,000. We're not even gonna count 15. I want 2,000. That's where we're headed, boys. Give me 2,000. But I appreciate everybody that has subscribed, that supports the channel. It means a lot to me. So cheers to you guys. But yeah. JC like hates everything, so don't listen to him. He says Maker sucks, Barton sucks. Barton does suck, but he says Maker sucks. He doesn't like anything besides like something that's just like dire spicy. I'm gonna give that man a glass of pepper water soon. See if he likes it. Limbo says Maker's 47, Stacy. I like Maker's 47. That's like a vanilla milkshake in a glass, bro. If you have a rye recommendation, you go to JC. You got anything else other than rye, you go to everybody else. Bloody in the chat. Cheers, everyone. Bloody, welcome back, but it's been a minute. I will say, he was right on getting the rare breed. I didn't get the Russell, so I can't compare it, but he did say get this one over the other one. That's why I bought it, so everybody knows. So if anybody wanted to talk shit and say about who recommended this bottle, JC recommended this bottle. Nobody recommended this one, I don't think. Maybe like TikTok, but like... Cajun in the chat. Welcome, Cajun. Welcome back. I'm more kind of worried that I might turn into somebody that likes rye more. Not that I think that will actually happen, but I'm kind of worried. Because the last like 3 ryes I've got, I'm like, oh, this is good. Oh, this is better. Oh, this is good. You know, I still like the Redwood better than the rare breed rye, but that's just because it fits more my personality, more of my palate anyway. But this one's definitely going to be, everybody else would like this one better, for sure. Limbo says, I recommended that holiday to you a week ago or 2. I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying like the amount of recommendations is kind of what happens. Because I'm on multiple platforms, so people will just start sending me shit. Unless I see it a bunch, I almost never remember it. Daniel says, call me old fashioned orange. Eric Lopez, IROC should go to the party chat after. Yeah, maybe we do this. I don't plan to be on this super long, but I'm here for a good time. Maybe afterwards, if you guys are in the Discord, we can do a little chit chat afterwards in the Discord in the party chat. I won't be on there super long, but you never know. JC says, I just hate Maker Staves collection. 1,001 combos. So basically you're told you like this stave project. Me? Yeah, good luck finding another that tastes like it. LOL. Get wrecked, scrub. Limbo says, Michter's Rye is amazing. The Michter's Rye, like their regular line for the rye, is okay. It's not bad. It's not my favorite either. I want to try their more, like the Michter's like 10-year rye or their toasted. I think both of those may fit a little bit better with me, but I don't see those often. Old Basic Shelter is a bit weak sauce for me. Tastes good though. Old Basic Shelfer? Oh, Basic Shelfer. IROC says, what's the party chat? IROC. I don't think IROC's going to make it to the party chat, guys. He's been drinking since this morning. By the way, guys, I will say most of you guys are fucking psychopaths. In the Discord, I was up at like 5 o'clock morning Eastern time, which is way earlier your time. And everybody was already up, cruising in the Discord. I was like, I didn't only slept for 4 hours. 3.5 hours technically. And you guys didn't even, I don't even know if you guys sleep. Gary says, what about Sazerac rye? I haven't had the Sazerac rye. So guys, just to give you the quickest rundown on me on ryes, right? Because this has always been like a weird topic. When I first got into whiskey, bourbon, stuff like that, I got like basic stuff. You know, I got Angel's Envy, Elijah Craig, regular Woodfords, right? And then somebody started giving me different ryes. Like Willet was one of the first ones. I had like 2 different Willet ones. Disgusting. Did not like them. And it almost made like my palate tingle, like if I was allergic almost, right? It's like your mouth just goes on fire, in not like a good way. So it pushed me away from rye. So I was like, I'm not gonna buy any ryes. I'm just gonna stick with like the sweeter bourbons, the oakier ones, shit like that, right? And then I slowly been working back into it. Now we're kind of hitting the ground running a little bit more. Can it be my palate's just adapted and changed because I've now tried a bazillion fucking whiskeys? Possibly. Is it that now I'm just finding a lot better rye whiskeys? I think that's more like it. But you never know. JC said, call me old fashioned. Look for toasted. It's about 80 to 150 bucks. I'm okay with the 80. For the toasted, I'm okay with that. Thomas in the chat, welcome back, bud, says, finally found a backup bottle of the 1972 Full Proof after hunting all summer. Store had 8 cases. I got one right here. I got it for like 40 bucks at Costco. I'm not that big of a fan of it though. Like it got good flavor, but it still gives me a dry mouth at the end for the finish that I do not like. All of the 1792s do that. JC says, Gary, it's BT. But it's cool bottle shape. Oh, the Sazerac. It is a cool bottle shape, though. I will give it that. I haven't had it, so I can't comment on it. But the bottle is pretty cool. JC says, Eric, I'm over here drinking decaffeinated green tea called Bedtime. JC's on that hard shit tonight, boys. He's gonna have fucking crazy dreams. Andrew says, I've never had any. Is Basil Hayden any good? I don't personally like Basil Hayden, but I've only had like their original, like just bourbon. I wasn't a fan. I didn't care for it. Some people like it though. IROC says tea. The fuck? Iraq says, you call me out, bro? I'll be there. May only be there for 30 seconds, but I'll be there. Iraq, what if it doesn't start for another 2 hours? Are you going to be there? JC says, no, Andrew. All bad. JC said, I've tried 6, hit them all. I had 1, I didn't care for it. And if the way I look at whiskey and bourbon, like if I find a bottle, typically I'm buying like their cheapest lineup version first. Because who wants to spend $150 to find out they don't like that profile? Nobody, right? That's just a waste of money. So I'll buy like the cheapest one. If I like the profile and I think it has good potential, then yeah, I'm gonna buy the next level up, and I kind of slowly work up the price scale of each, offering. You can buy Wild Turkey 101, then go to Rare Breed if you want, or go to Kentucky Spirit, then Rare Breed. That's what I did, and that's kind of where I was like, oh, I like the Rare Breed bourbon. Let's get the rye now. And that way, like, I don't buy anything I don't think I'm not gonna fucking like at all, and spend a lot of money on it. Gary says, what about Jack Daniels rye? Right now I'm looking for the Jack Daniels single barrel proof rye, but I haven't really hunted too much for that. I want to find it for a good price. I find it for like $100 something all the time, but I feel like that's a little too much. But yeah, I tried the one Basil Hayden. I didn't care for it, so I was like, unless somebody gives it to me for free where I try it, then I really don't care to. I probably won't buy it myself. I will say they had like a dark rye at the store the other day, and it made me look at it. I'm like, hey, that might be good, just because I was on like a little rye search, but I didn't buy it. I'm still waiting for the Screaming Titans. So, Cajun says, Stag Junior for 150, buy or no? Just can't get it on the shelf where I am. I would buy it for 150. I was in. If you were in the Discord, Cajun, I saw Stag the other day for like 300 something bucks, like massive secondary. And I was like, what the fuck? I walked up. I'm like, oh, they got one. Hey, what's your price on the Stag? They're like, oh, like 325. I said, no fucking way I'm paying that. Thomas says JD Rye is good, but too much money. And JC says, no, unless you know you love it, it's not worth that price. Now, I will say, I'm okay with spending secondary on certain bottles if I really think, hey, I'm really going to like it, or I really just want that bottle. That's where you guys have to figure out like what you're willing to spend to try something, or willing to spend to get something you really like. To me, that limit's a little bit shorter than most, because I'd much rather spend money on either trying multiple mid-range bottles than one expensive bottle. Now, if I think I'm really going to like it, I'd probably pick it up. Like Stag, if I can get Stag for like 150, 175 even, I'd probably buy it. That's because I just really want to fucking try it at this point. Kate says some of them are 300, the 17, 18 batches. No, this was just like their regular shit, bro. It wasn't like anything fancy for sure. It was just the what the fuck? But what did you send? Like an audio recording? You opening a bottle? Eric just paid 180 for his. Yeah, see, like in that window, I would be okay. I'm not paying 300. But he says, I've seen people pay 300 for a Stag. Shake my head. Yeah, I'm not. That ain't me for sure. Because with 300 bucks, I can get a lot more bottles to review and to try and to see if I like or not. You know, if I gotta spend $300, because the issue is, if I spend $300, what if I don't like it? It wouldn't be if I don't like it. If I don't fucking love it, I'm gonna be pissed. If it's not one of the best whiskeys I've tasted, I'm pissed at that point. Thomas says, never found Stag in Michigan for any price. Bro, I'm not even in Michigan. Oh, it just refreshed. There's no way I find it again. Stag just dropped in Michigan. There was like a posting for some place in Michigan. They just got like a pallet of Weller 12, Weller Full Proof, Stag, and Blanton's Gold, all for like 150-ish bucks. Oh, and Elmer T. Lee. $12 a pour for Stag? That's a really good price for a pour, comparatively. Because you're still expecting to pay more, you know, but that's not horrible. So, first impressions on the Ben Holiday Soft Red Wheat Bottled and Bond. I like it. I'll do a full review tomorrow. That will be up either tomorrow or sometime next week. And then that way you guys can check it. I'll do tasting notes. We'll kind of give you a little more information on that. But it's good. I like it. Let's go back to the rye. Yeah, see, I figured it was more closer to 25. JC says, well, call me old-fashioned. That was half off happy hour. Even then, $24 ain't bad. $24 really ain't that bad for an expensive, quote-unquote expensive, pour. Because most places you're spending 25, 35 bucks for an average decent bottle pour. But like you paying like 50 bucks for a pour of Pappy, so. He has a relative bringing him back. That's clutch. I need a relative like that. Give a little palate cleanse real quick. Gary said, so is that a buy on the holiday? Yeah, it's a buy. I'd buy it. 100 proof. I think it's worth it. For the right price. Like if you I got it around 50 bucks. So if it's around 50, buy it. If it gets any higher than that, don't buy it. Cuz you can I look at it like it's good. You got to like weeded. You got to like it a little sweeter. 100 proof. If those things kind of hit the check marks for you, then yeah, it's definitely worth a buy. If those things aren't you, then spend the 50 bucks somewhere else, you know? But for me, I would buy it. Lopez says, I fucking hate this style alive. Lopez, sorry. He's like, just popping in and say, what's up? I appreciate you stopping by. I'll start doing more live. I'm going to do more wide angle videos in general, but the live streams are just easier to do this way. I can manage a lot more this way than the other one. He's like a high buy. Bloody says, for 50, a for sure buy. Bet. This kind of tastes like Christmas too. You know what? I got fucking roasted for talking about making rare breed into an old fashioned, bro. With the rye mix for the Elijah Craig, for like a little pre-mixed syrup. With this, oh my god, it would be delicious. JC says, "Call me old fashioned. You get the still Austin rye as well." No, I went to So Total Wine is like the only place that carries still Austin around me, and I went to like a local place because I went to that place mainly because I was checking my points. I wanted to see if I could get anything crazy, and I could. I just didn't want what they had. I didn't want to spend my points on what they had. I was like, I think I'll wait and get something better. So, but no, maybe next weekend or probably 2 weeks. Cause I know next week I got a few things I got going on. JC says, Eric, I think picks are better than allocated stuff. Sometimes. It just depends on what it is. I will say, like this pick here, this pick was like $70, but the Russell Reserve Private Barrel, it's 110 proof. It's definitely one of the better bottles on my shelf, simply because of the flavors, the proof, everything. It's just really good. It's definitely better than the 10-year. So, but it costs like twice as much. Bro, there's like I'm like picking out notes when I'm trying not to, but at the same time I'm like, what is that? It's like pine trees, bro. Bloody decided rare breed and Coke the other day. Bro, I talk about making rare breed into like a mixed drink sometimes, and people are like, how dare you not drink that neat? You fucking peasant. And I'm like, whoa. If you guys want to see like some funny comments, YouTube, it's cool. I don't get a ton of views on YouTube. On TikTok, I posted the one that I posted on YouTube saying like, what's the best bottle around $50? Woodford's Double Oak. To me, that's factual to me. I mean, that's what I want. Bro, the amount of people that comment rare breed is better and like told me to go kill myself it has over 100,000 views in like a couple days. And it's mainly just people telling me to fucking kill myself at this point. Not really, but close enough. Hilarious shit though. You know me. I love when people come in and talk some shit because I'm here for it. Where are we at? Let's check the counter. Yeah, 101.6 thousand views on that video. And all it did is point up to a fucking word saying Woodford's Double Oak. Eric, JC says, Eric, I'm so torn. I want Bourbon Hunter's Vanilla Bomb Pick, but it sounds too sweet to my palate. But Bourbon Hunter is my favorite whiskey tuber. Like a man, what do I do? Oh, like man, what do I do? Well, then go watch his fucking stream and ask his people. I'm kidding. But to be honest, vanilla is very sweet. Just from the small stuff I know about you, I think it's probably going to be too sweet for you. Depending on the proof, I guess. Unless it's like some insane proof. Like if it's 125 plus, you can get it. If it's under that, don't buy it because I know it's going to be too sweet for you. Your palate's completely opposite of mine. And I imagine it's going to be very similar to the Penelope Architect because that's like vanilla fucking extract in a glass. And it's super sweet. Even though it's got some proof to it, it's just not enough to counterbalance the sweetness. I like it, but I know you wouldn't. I also say this rare breed's kind of sweet. It's got spice in it, but it's definitely sweet. But like you said, people in TikTok comments will destroy toy. Bro, they're like rabid chihuahuas in TikTok. On TikTok, I got one video that's got like 2.4 million views. Those comments are hilarious. That was like on the Crown Royal video, so like I was pissing off everybody. JC says his pick is 123 proof, 5-year from Iowa. Fuck it, buy it. Take the risk. Because I said 125. That's close enough. You know what I mean? That's going to have the proof that you're probably going to like. Because everything that you've put in the Discord is all like super high proof stuff, which is, I imagine, what you like. The sweetness level is going to screw you up a little bit, but I bet you the proof will cover up a good chunk of it, where you could at least drink it. You may not. It may not be your favorite, but I think you'd be able to drink it. Larry says, "What's the most expensive drink you have?" I don't know. All of it. There's a lot on here. I guess a Blanton's. I don't know. I don't spend a lot of money on my whiskey. I hunt for the best deals. I try to not spend a lot of money. So the Blanton's is what I paid secondary for like an idiot. But everything else I got for basically MSRP, if not cheaper. Because I'll wait. Like, I don't mind. I'll wait till I find it for the right price. Highest MSRP is either going to be the Russell's pick I have or the Redwood Empire cast strength. The Hibiki is like $100 over there on the bottom corner. Most of the bottles range around 50-ish bucks though. That's like that sweet spot for most people. It's like, hey, spending $50 for the average person is a lot on whiskey because they can buy two $20 bottles. But if you're spending $50, you're wanting something a little better, you know? Bro, this fucking rye is delicious. Definitely pumped I picked this up. I'm not seeing any of Gary's comments, I guess. I also don't see Danielle's. Oh, wait, am I behind? No, I'm just tripping. Gary said I paid $252 for Weller 107 Antique. That's too much. Way too much. You can buy it secondary online for less than that. $172 for Weller 12. I don't even know what MSRP on any of that stuff is anymore. JC said he's going to ban Gary. With what wrench? That's funny. Let's check the Discord real quick. JC says, call me old fashioned. All Wellers except green. MSRP is like 50, 60. That's what I thought. But like, as much shit as we find it for now, like, you just kind of forget, right? Because MSRP, if you never even like looked it up, most people probably think it's like 150 at this point. Thomas coming in with a little budget-friendly bottle. He says, picked up a bottle of Trade Water small batch, 90 proof for $22.95 at Kroger this week. Pretty tasty. Hey, under 25 bucks, even if it's like remotely okay, that's a good buy. Because that's 25 bucks, right? 20 bucks, 22 bucks. I'm here for it. JC said, call me old fashioned. I need to borrow a wrench. All I got is screwdrivers. That's funny. I mean, for him spending that much money on it, I mean, I may have to let you. Let me. It's Barton 1792. I'm okay. I don't want it then. $17.92. To me, it has good flavors. It's not bad by any means, but the dry mouth aftertaste on the small batch is so insane to me that I'm like, it just turns me away. I have the bottled and bond from Kirkland's, which is like Kirkland's bottled and bond, but it's just $17.92 bottled and bond, just cheaper. That one's a little bit less dry mouth, but it still has it. But the flavor's a little bit better. The 1792 Foolproof is the only one I think I would be okay with drinking, but it still has it, which, again, that alone, the finish is like what makes or breaks a pour for me. Like, if the finish is bad, it's like, well, I don't care about the beginning. I care about the whole thing. And the finish is just as important. So that's why I don't care for them. I have them right here. You can't even see here. I can't see if I shut it. So yeah, no. 17.9 Foolproof, small batch, bullshit Caribou, Jim Beam 7-year. I can't see how far you can see anymore, but I should have just done that. Oh, you can only see the 1792 anyway. Thomas likes it. He's like, no, Barton's good. JC says, skip it. I keep skipping on the 1792 Foolproof pick at 50. Just can't trust him anymore. If you don't like the small batch, you're not going to like the Foolproof. It's the same thing, just higher proof. Same exact taste. I couldn't tell the difference in flavors, except for it's more prominent. Like, it's just more intense of the same flavors because of the proof. Orange Cat says, bro, Yahoo literally wrote an entire AI article about how bad my draft was. They did that for everybody. They said how good some people were, so how bad you were. Bro, your draft is so bad, they project you to not get a single win for your fantasy team. It's insane how bad they think you are. It's kind of funny, but I'm here for it. Eric says, call me old fashioned. Is the one that got me back on. Oh, I'm the one that got him back on 1792, and now he is hating on it. I revisited it, and it was good after a year of course. So I do. One thing I always say: if you don't like a bottle that you have, let it sit there. Just let it chill on the shelf. Let it just marinate in its own fucking self. You know, because eventually it'll open up a little bit, and it's gonna change, and you may like it more. You know. I can't remember what I did that with anymore, but I've done it a few times, and I'm like, hey, like this is better the second time than the first time. And I know people do it. Some people will like it, some people won't. I know for me, like if I really hate something, I'm like, hey, let's just let it sit, let it chill, and we'll revisit because your palate's gonna change as well. So it could have been the day, you could have been tired. You know what I mean? Like you saw me, I tried the rye, then I tried that. I'm like, wow, that's not that sweet. Got a little bit of water, and I was like, you know what? It's actually pretty sweet. Orange Cat says, I'll just be happy to get one single win. LOL. You just gotta wait for whoever you're playing when the bye weeks start happening. Who was it? Tua Tagovailoa was messaging me talking a little bit of smack, and I was just like, bro, the one time we play, Dallas is on a bye and he has Dak and CD. I go, you don't even stand a chance at this point. JC, I just brainwashed Eric. That's what it was. I was like, you must like the bottle. I'll wait. I fucking hate that this is not a cork, by the way. You know what's worse than not having a real cork? Synthetic cork. You know what's worse than not having a synthetic cork? Having a twist top. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Splurge, guys. Live a little. Jesus, Eric's like, yo, back when I was really going through it, bro, Old Crow was that drink. JC, so I'm going to point out just one thing, just because JC said it. It says, Eric, only way I got good drink, mine was to dilute it to bring out some flavors. Can you remember? I just remember it got acceptable with around 4 water drops. So if also, like if you don't like a bottle, experiment with it. You paid for it. It's not going anywhere unless you dump it down the drain and waste it. But you can add it in some water, drink it over ice, make it in a cocktail, try it months to years later. There's multiple things you can do. You don't just throw out a bottle unless it's Canadian whiskey. Like I have that fucking Caribou Crossing over there. There is no fixing that. Just so you know. Like that bottle is eventually going to be smashed over something. But JC said, call me old fashioned. You know what is worse? Metal screw tops. That's what I just said. Oh, metal screw tops. Yeah, you're not wrong. This screw top's bad, but if I could pinch it and break it, oh my god. What would I even do? Put a fucking saran wrap over the top of it? That's nuts. Eric says, some of y'all might be too young for Old Crow whiskey. Yeah, I'm too young too. Too young for it. Way too young. Let's check one. I gotta pull the kids back up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, been live about an hour. I went live like I said I would. We cracked open some bottles, tried them out, gave you my first impressions, not reviews. Reviews will be coming out later this week, if not tomorrow. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to shut this stream down and we're going to head over to the Discord. Here, just in case anybody is new and they don't have the link to the Discord, I'm going to drop it in the comments. Feel free to come over and join the Discord. It's free for now. Eventually, who knows? We don't know what may happen in the future, but it's free to join now. Feel free to come over and hang out with us. I'm going to go join the party chat where we can, you guys can chat with me, you can chat with whoever the fuck else joins in. So feel free to come hang out over there. Gary says, bah, ha, 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 I'll be 64 in November. Any of you guys that old or older? I'm going to say I'm younger. Eric says, peace and love to all. Keep pouring. Cheers. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Bloody says, have a good night, everyone. Hey, y'all have a good night. Stay tuned. Turn the bell on. We're going to be pumping a lot more content out here soon. So keep it in your mind. Things are going to be moving. But if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell on so you don't miss nothing. And of course, I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side. Peace.